Over $3 billion. That's how much the world spends every year on these perfectly stacked saddle-shaped chips. Since 1968, Pringles have revolutionized snacking with their unmistakable curve and that iconic cylindrical can. But here's the kicker, they're not even potato chips. In 1975, the FDA mandated they be rebranded as potato crisps because they're made with only 42% dehydrated potato flakes, not whole potatoes. The rest, a carefully crafted blend of rice flour, wheat starch, and secret ingredients that create that signature crunch. Imagine the crispy snap when you bite into one, the way the seasoning dances on your tongue, the satisfaction of that hyperbolic paraboloid shape. Yes, that's the actual mathematical term, fitting perfectly on your fingertips. It's snacking perfection engineered by Frederick Bauer, a Procter & Gamble chemist who asked, what if we could create a chip that never breaks, never goes stale, and fits neatly in a can? So come along as we uncover the fascinating journey from humble potato flakes to the poppable phenomenon stacked in over 140 countries worldwide. Every Pringle begins its journey as a fresh, high-quality potato.
The journey begins
These
here.
spuds embark
Thousands
on a
of fresh
thrilling
potatoes
multi-step
arriving
transformation
daily, ready for the
moment
meticulous
they arrive
process
at the
that makes
factory.
every Pringle
As soon
perfect.
as they're delivered, the potatoes are whisked onto a conveyor belt and immediately head to the washing station. This isn't just any rinse, though. The potatoes are soaked in a large tank where a hydro washer agitates the water at high pressure, loosening every speck of dirt and debris clinging to their surfaces. It's like giving each potato a spa treatment, ensuring that only the cleanest spuds move forward. Now, squeaky clean, the potatoes are prepped for peeling. They tumble into this massive drum lined with a surface as rough as very coarse sandpaper. As they spin and dance around at high speeds, the abrasive texture gently rubs away their skins, removing any layers that might interfere with achieving that silky smooth Pringle we know and love. After shedding their skins, the potatoes face their first major transformation. They take a quick detour into a blanching bath, a dip in hot water heated to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. This process does double duty. It softens the potatoes for a smooth, even cut, while also inactivating enzymes that could affect the taste and color of the final chip. The cutting station is where precision meets speed. This giant cylinder spins at 1,000 rotations per minute. As potatoes reach the top, a razor-sharp blade slices them instantly, but we're not done yet. Another set of rotating blades immediately chops those slices into perfect little cubes. Blink and you'll miss this lightning-fast process, essential for making the following steps easier. These freshly cut cubes continue their journey along a vibrating conveyor belt. The vibrations ensure pieces don't clump together while multiple cameras scan for any blemishes or bad spots. It's quality control at microscopic levels, where even the tiniest imperfection gets caught before moving forward. The potato cubes are dropped into boiling water at 185 degrees Fahrenheit for exactly 2 minutes. Even though it's brief, this process prevents the potatoes from turning to mush during the next crucial step. Following that, the cubes enter a giant steam cooker, an industrial marvel that cooks them at a scorching 345 degrees Fahrenheit. This intense heat transforms the raw potato cubes into perfectly cooked morsels, setting the stage for the magic that comes next. Now that the spud cubes are cooked to perfection, it's time to whip them up into a smooth, lump-free mash. This transformation happens inside a giant industrial drum where a robust metal arm tirelessly churns the cubes. The result, an impeccably smooth potato mash that's the foundation of every single Pringle. Here's where the real magic begins. The prepared potato mash is applied uniformly onto a large rotating drum. As the drum spins, intense heat quickly evaporates moisture from the mash, forming it into thin and pliable sheets. This process not only preserves the flavor and quality of the potatoes, but also prepares the dried product for precise milling. The result: those essential potato flakes, the building blocks that make Pringles so unique. The dried sheets are fed through a milling machine, where a series of sharp blades break them down into perfectly proportioned flakes. To the untrained eye, these flakes might look like breakfast cereal or even sand, but these aren't ordinary flakes. They're precision
Here at the Pringles
engineered to
factory,
create that
precision
signature
is
Pringles
everything.
texture.
Our
With our
perfect
potato flakes at the ready,
precisely
it's time
weighed.
to bring in the supporting cast. In a large industrial mixer, the flakes are combined with a carefully crafted blend: water cornstarch, rice flour, wheat starch, degerminated yellow corn flour, maltodextrin diglycerides, salt, and emulsifiers. Each ingredient plays a crucial role. The emulsifiers ensure the mixture stays fresh and stable throughout the rest of the process. When complete, the potato flake dough resembles coarse wet sand rather than traditional bread dough, a texture specifically designed for the unique Pringles manufacturing process. The dough mixture rides on a conveyor belt that sends it through an auger, which evenly spreads the dough across the entire width. This ensures each portion has uniform consistency, setting the stage for the perfect rollout. Once evenly spread, the dough continues through a giant roller that presses it with 4 tons of pressure into a long, incredibly thin sheet just 1 millimeter thick. Without knowing it's made from potato flakes, you could easily mistake it for a giant sheet of paper or linen. As the thin dough sheet continues its journey, it's fed into a giant rolling cutter that slices it into perfect oval shapes. At this point, the snack begins to resemble the shape millions know and love. Here's a fun fact. Inside the Pringles factory, workers have a playful nickname. For these shapes, they call them Dough-vals, a clever twist on the word ovals. Once the dough has been cut, the remaining unused portions aren't thrown away. Instead, they're pulled along by a different belt and recycled back into the mixing stage, ready to be rolled out and shaped once again. It's a simple but clever way to minimize waste and keep production efficient. As for the oval cut dough, its journey continues toward the fryer, where it will take on its famous saddle shape. While in the fryer, a large roller molds the dough slices into a thin concave curve, or if you want to get technical, a hyperbolic paraboloid, as mathematicians call it. This shape isn't just for aesthetics. It's engineered for perfection. The curve allows the chips to stack neatly without breaking, creates that satisfying crunch, and even makes them fit perfectly on your tongue. It's geometry meeting gastronomy. During this process, the Pringles are cooked in hot oil at 392 degrees Fahrenheit for about 11 seconds. This step serves 2 critical purposes. First, it locks in their signature shape, and second, it gives them that desired crisp golden finish that sets the stage for their satisfying crunch. Now, fully cooked, the Pringles are sent through a hot air blower, which removes excess oil and lowers the temperature to about 104 degrees Fahrenheit. This cooling process is crucial. It prepares the chips for seasoning while ensuring they maintain their perfect texture. Too hot and the seasoning won't stick properly. Too cool and the flavors won't adhere evenly. Then comes the moment that defines each variety. The conveyor carries the chips under a cascade of seasoning that ensures each Pringle gets the perfect amount on the top side. The flavor toppings change depending on the variety being produced, from the classic tang of sour cream and onion to the savory goodness of pizza and the rich taste of cheddar cheese. Each Pringle is meticulously flavored. Daily Pringles utilizes more than 952 pounds of spices to season its expansive range of 160 flavors worldwide. Think about that for a moment, 60 flavors. From the familiar original and BBQ to adventurous varieties like curry in Asia, seaweed in Japan, and even soft-shell crab in Thailand. Each market gets flavors tailored to local tastes, but all share that same perfect crunch. What's your go-to flavor? Drop your favorite in the comments and see who shares your taste. After seasoning, the Pringles continue along another conveyor belt. Thanks to their unique S-shape, they naturally fall into neat piles, simplifying the tasks ahead. A quality control specialist inspects each batch, looking for chips that might have been broken during processing, are under-seasoned, or have any flaws that would drop a Pringle below its desired quality standard. But here's something most people don't know. Before shipping, Pringles undergo a unique quality control test, where flavor experts conduct blind taste tests under red lighting. This setup prevents visual judgments based on the chip's appearance, focusing solely on taste. Testers evaluate each Pringle on its dryness, texture, and seasoning by placing its seasoned side up on their tongue and fully experiencing the flavor as they chew. If a single chip fails, this rigorous test, the entire batch it came from is tossed. That's commitment to quality. We're talking about potentially thousands of chips rejected because one wasn't perfect. At this point, the Pringles are shaken up slightly by a different conveyor belt to ensure they aren't all clumped together. The stacks are then placed on precision scales to ensure the proper amount of weight goes into each canister. Every can must meet exact specifications, not too few chips, not too many. An automated spoon, yes, a giant robotic spoon, feeds the perfectly counted stacks into the open end of a canister. Once inside, automated guides tap the closed end of the tube to nudge the Pringles into position, ensuring every chip is perfectly aligned. It's mesmerizing to watch this mechanical ballet operate at high speed. The canisters advance to the sealing station, where automated machines precisely apply the tear-off freshness seals to the tops of each canister. This silver seal does more than just keep the chips fresh. It's an airtight barrier that locks in flavor and prevents moisture from ruining that perfect crunch. This ensures each chip remains perfectly crisp from the factory floor to your first pop of the lid. Mechanical arms then lower the canisters to a separate station where a spinning machine attaches metal bottoms to each can. This final step closes the canisters and seals them tight, locking in all that freshness. On the opposite end, the canisters are already fitted with their iconic plastic lid. That satisfying pop you hear when opening is actually engineered to be just the right resistance. Did you know that across the globe, Pringles offers its delectable snacks in 5 different canister sizes, catering to all sorts of appetites, from the grab-and-go 40-gram snack size to the party-ready 200-gram stack. After passing strict quality control tests for taste, texture, and appearance, the canisters are packed into boxes and loaded onto trucks for distribution. A single factory can produce hundreds of thousands of cans daily, feeding an insatiable global appetite for that perfect crunch. These boxes travel to distribution centers around the globe before reaching retail stores and supermarkets, ensuring Pringles lovers in over 140 countries can always find their favorite flavors. From New York to Tokyo, from London to Sydney, that same satisfying experience awaits. So as we can see, despite being thin, slightly potato-flavored, and deliciously crunchy, Pringles are definitely not potato chips, and if you're in the UK, they aren't exactly crisps either. They're something entirely unique, a category of their own. No matter what you call them, Pringles and their inventors, chemist Frederick Bauer and researcher Alexander Lipa, changed the snack industry forever. They solved the age-old problems of broken chips, stale snacks, and wasteful packaging in one brilliant innovation. Here's a fun fact to leave you with. Frederick Bauer was so proud of his invention that he requested his ashes be buried in a Pringles can after he passed away in 2008.
He really loved
his family honored his wish, purchasing a can
We always
of his
had to
favorite
have them
flavor
ready for
his
him.
memorial service. Talk about dedication to your craft. Think about that next time you hear that satisfying pop when you open a fresh can. You're not just opening a snack, you're experiencing decades of engineering, precision, and passion poured into every perfectly shaped chip. From the moment those potatoes enter the factory to the second you pop that lid, every step is carefully orchestrated. The 185 degrees Fahrenheit blanching bath, the 1000 RPM cutting cylinder, the 4 tons of rolling pressure, the 392 degrees Fahrenheit frying for exactly 11 seconds, the 952 pounds of daily seasoning, the blind taste tests under red light. Every detail matters. For me, there's something magical about that first chip from a fresh can, the way it sits perfectly on your fingertip, the anticipation before that first crunch, the explosion of flavor. What about you? What's your Pringles ritual? Do you stack them? Eat them one at a time, or are you team pour them directly into your mouth? I'm sure we've all been there. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the Pringles factory. If you enjoyed discovering the secrets behind your favorite snack, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating behind-the-scenes content. Drop a comment telling us which factory tour you'd like to see next. We read every single one. Until next time, keep crunching.